So,
but it's a big parking lot.
Well, that's the cons. He's killing me, sorry. About his rare brain problem.
Right. I think she caused it.
And that's the one we actually picked.
We ended up having to like stay in an RV park for like 3 years or something. We have been full-time RV travelers for 2 years. But now we're gonna settle down and stick with one spot for months at a time.
Yes, we used to move every week to 2 weeks, but because of Larry's recent health crisis, a very rare disorder, we've had to find more permanent digs. So we are going to look at 6 different campgrounds that we toured in 2 days.
Yeah, and these are places that offer a month-to-month, long-term type of RVing, not like a couple of weeks at a time.
And the area we're focusing on is around Gainesville, hopefully 30 minutes, because Larry is going to UF Health for treatments.
Right, so we got 6 spots all circled around Gainesville, Florida. Okay, to find the right spot for us, and we are very picky, we're gonna be there for months, we picked 6 sites all around Gainesville, and we're gonna go tour all those sites, and we're gonna share them with you just so that if you ever need to look for a more permanent site, somewhere you're gonna be for months, some of the things to look for and what's available here in Gainesville, Florida.
Yes, and we have very specific wants that we're gonna go over. One is the zone, which we talked about. We need to be near UF Health. Another is we enjoy natural settings. Again, we used to stay at state parks and national parks mostly. Shade again
is so important because we're here this summer during Florida.
Yes, so shade and trees is very important. Full hookups, which we normally don't worry about, but since we're sitting for months at a time, we need full hookups.
Love to rock that dishwasher. We're on full hookups.
That is true. And amenities, we're not really big on amenities. For us, amenities just means laundry.
Yeah, we're not going to use the pool or the shuffleboard or the pickleball or anything. It's just not our thing.
It's not our thing. And then price, of course.
Yes.
We have a budget.
Yeah, and we're cheap. Okay, the first spot we're going to do is Strawberry Fields for RVers. It's in Chiefland, Florida, about 50 minutes from the hospital. And I don't really remember ever getting to this place. Alice had, who moved us there?
Rob and Michelle,
That's
our
right.
whirlwind life.
Yeah, my brain wasn't working at the time, so I don't remember any of that. But we'll be there for 2 months.
2 months, and most of that time he was in the hospital. And the other part he doesn't remember. So now that was an emergency site. This was mid-February in Florida, and we were lucky we got a spot. It's relatively new, so that's probably one of the reasons we were able to get a spot. So what I'm going to do is just briefly pros and cons. This is just the place where we were, and I'm going to explain why we wanted to leave it since we were there for 2 months. Okay, pros. It was in our price range. It was $450 a month plus electricity, which some people are like, what? Because that's really inexpensive.
And the electric was about $150.
It was about $150. So that's a pro. It had laundry facilities. This place is like a year old. So
it had an awesome laundry facility.
Gorgeous, huge building, new laundry facilities. It was very quiet. It was off the main highway, so we didn't really hear
no noise. Totally
from
quiet
the road. The sites were large where we were. We were in the back area where the grass was. So our site was very large. The front sites, the pull-through sites are, to me, looked a little smaller.
Right.
Amenities, we never used.
They had tennis courts and shuffleball courts and a big pavilion.
They did have a big pavilion. They had like a library.
Yeah.
They had like a community center. We didn't use any of that.
And then they had a bathhouse with individual bathrooms. So you have your own bathroom with a toilet and a shower, and it was really, really nice.
Yes, we just used the laundry, but they do have plans for a pool in the future.
But it's a big parking lot.
Well, that's the cons.
Oh, okay, sorry. Oops, okay, sorry.
It's a big parking lot. There are no trees in the area.
Yeah.
So here we are, and we were there from February to March, March to April, and we're still spending $150 on electricity for the air conditioner because there was no shade whatsoever.
I'll show you a drone shot that just shows you how much of a parking lot this place is.
Yeah. And it was still a little further than I wanted to drive, because when he was in the hospital, I was going back and forth every day. It was, they say, you know, a half an hour to Gainesville, but that's like the edge of Gainesville. It was more like 50 minutes on a good day to UF Health. So that was a problem. We're no natural setting. You're just walking around a parking lot when I walk Scrappy. It's a very large campground. What, like 500 sites, something like that?
500 sites.
But there's no gate. There's like no security, so that bothered me.
The best neighborhood.
The grass was like dried up and like sticker burrs. So I actually bought these little booties for Scrappy because she would not walk on it because it's not
the stickers.
It wasn't really grass, and it didn't have the vibe I wanted. You know, you pull in and I didn't get that homey.
It was just a place to park.
Yeah, it's a park.
And it worked great for 2 months for us while I was sick.
Yeah, the staff was pleasant.
Yeah.
But the sites weren't really that well maintained. The 2 months we were there, they mowed once.
Yeah.
So again, if for the price and it was an emergency spot, it was great. So that is Strawberry Fields, and that's why we decided after 2 months we needed to find something else.
But if you need to be near Chiefland, Florida, Manatee Springs, all the springs
Fanning
over there,
Springs,
great place to stop. They have pull-through sites. You can stay for 1 or 2 nights, or stay for 3 months.
Okay, there were 6 campgrounds that we toured in 2 days. We visited 3 that were like north of UF Health and 3 that were like south of UF Health. So the ones we
Gainesville.
Yeah,
Gainesville, Florida.
Sorry, UF Health, Gainesville, Florida. So Grand Lake RV and Golf Resort, Ocala North RV Resort, Williston RV Resort. Those were the ones
on the south side.
On the south side. Travelers Campground, Gainesville RV, formerly Dixieland, and High Springs. Now, a lot of these I got from my social media questions. So thank you everyone that gave me those. And if you gave me other suggestions, they just didn't fit our particular needs.
And these range from like, some of them are really sweet to some of them are a little sketchy.
Not
just like it when I use that word sketchy.
It's just not what we wanted.
Okay, we're starting with Williston RV Resort, which is in Williston, Florida, about 30 minutes south of Gainesville.
Now this one I didn't even really want to go to because of the price. It was pretty much double what we were paying, but he was like, let's check it out. If
$1,100 bucks, that's some bucks.
Yes. So Larry said if it was super sweet, he'd be willing to pay for it. But I was like, okay, let's check it out. So it's about 30 minutes. So the pros, it was gated. It was well maintained. Nice sized sites, wide streets, lots of amenities. I mean, like lots of amenities. And we mentioned it's about 30 minutes from UF Health.
Yeah, and all the RVs there were very well maintained. All the yards were perfectly maintained. Groomed lawns. I mean, it's the high end of it's the highest end of when we.
It was the highest one. Yeah, it's the highest.
We just wanted to like a mark of like where we're not going to go. And we're going for the bottom.
So the cons, besides the price, it was just too much. It was more of a retirement community, which we weren't really looking for. You could tell
they've been there for a long time, most of them. And they're fifth wheels and Class A's.
But you could buy sites there, and it was just more, if you're looking for, you know, an older, you know, community where you're going to spend a lot of time and they had a lot of amenities, but that's just not what we were looking for.
Not for that price. I would have stayed there if it was $450. and they had limited availability.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, most of the nice ones
we're taken.
We couldn't get into anyways.
Because you can buy the sites.
Right. Next is Ocala North RV Resort, which is in Reddick, Florida. It's about 25 miles south of Gainesville.
Yes.
And the price for this one is $650 to $750.
Yes. And this is actually one that when I was first trying to find a spot mid-February, they didn't have any openings because they
were packed.
They were packed. And when we went and visited, they said we have openings coming because snowbirds were leaving. So you can see what kind of campground it is. So the pros, it was in our price range. So I was like, okay, I can handle that, even though that is a couple $100 more.
Right.
But we were still willing to do it. It's less than 30 minutes to UF Health, which was nice. I was looking for something closer. Friendly staff. The lady that we met in the office, super nice. Okay, cons. To me, the sites look tight compared to where we were, and for that price. Right. It's very close to 75, a major highway in Florida.
And they have two different types of sites. They have like this parking lot area kind of sites.
Yeah. And
then they had the nice wooded sites, which of course there were no sites available there.
See, that was the con, is the sites that were available were not the shaded. So we're not going to leave one sunny parking lot site to spend $200 more a month to go to another parking lot site with sun. And the streets were very narrow.
Yeah.
It seemed very narrow to me.
But it was nice. That would probably would have been my first pick at one point.
No, that's not my first.
Second pick?
Second pick.
Maybe. Okay. The next is Grand Lake RV Resort in Citra, Florida, which is another nice, really nice place. It's actually right behind Ocala Highlight. You drive right past Ocala Highlight going into it. It's kind of interesting. $664 to $769 per month.
Yeah. Now, it's actually Grand Lake RV and Golf Resort. So that tells you it's kind of a little fancy.
Yeah, it is.
There are a lot of golf carts. But that was actually my number one pick at the time. It's one of those things where I drove in and I was like, this is nice. Yeah. It was a nice long road. It was not near a highway. Right. It had trees. It had this grand lake. It had this huge lake. It was really pretty. So, pros, like I said, away from the highway, large lake, lots of amenities, including, of course, a golf course. We could handle the price.
It's a little 9-hole golf course, nothing crazy.
Yeah, but still, it's golf.
That's cool.
Price was within our range, distance with 30 minutes, and I felt good as soon as I pulled in. Cons, once again, what was available was only like the parking lot sunny sites.
It was almost like an area they had a lot of mobile homes in it, like manufactured homes, and a mixture of manufactured homes and fifth wheels and things like that.
The other thing I didn't like is we went to the registration office and there was no one there. Yeah. There was some lady there doing the mail, and she's like, I just do the mail.
They weren't
the other guy's not here.
They weren't
she was kind of snotty.
They weren't very helpful.
Yeah. So
but that was a cool spot.
If they had a nice shaded spot, I would have taken it.
I mean, it's got Highlight right there. You can walk to Highlight.
I'm not going to Highlight.
I don't even know if Ocala Highlight's still rocking, but it was there.
It was there.
Okay, now we got 3 parks that are in the north side of Gainesville. And I will say that the ones on the south side were a little bit more upscale. I'm not allowed to say it's like the north is like the hood, but it's kind of like that a little bit.
Said it.
So we're going to start off with Travelers Campground. Now this is a campground that is literally, you can see it from I-75. And it is pretty reasonable. It's $699 to $899, a little bit more expensive than others, but it's really close to the highway and close to Gainesville. It's about 30 minutes from our hospital.
Okay, so pros, price was within our range. Even though for this place, it went up to $899 plus electricity. So I was like, they're charging a lot for this place. And it was less than 30 minutes from UF Health. Cons, he said it. He's grabbing all my cons. It was very close to 75. So, you know.
We got a little clip of us driving down 75 where we're filming. We're driving by, we're like, we can see it from this I-75.
It's actually an official I-75 camp. And they were very proud of that. So I guess that's a big thing for you guys that just want a place, you get off the highway, camp, and then get back on the highway and go. I guess that's what you're looking for. This is for you.
And they had a separate section just for the transient type RVers.
Okay, and they had narrow roads. It didn't have many shade spots. And again, I'm going to keep mentioning vibe. And when I pulled in, I didn't get the vibe I wanted. So we just knew right away.
But they did have amenities. They had a pool and stuff
amenities.
Like that. But which wasn't our cup of tea.
Yeah.
Sorry, travelers. Next is High Springs Campground in High Springs, Florida. Again, on the north side of Gainesville, also about 30 minutes from our hospital that we go to. And it is really interesting.
So for pros, it was within our price range.
Yeah, it was cheap.
It was lower, yeah. Actually, it was
$400 or something.
It was like
$375.
It was lower than what we were paying. It was about 30 minutes from UF Health. It was small. It was a small campground.
I think it was like 30 sites or something.
Yeah, it had shade.
Which I like. I like the small.
We like the small campgrounds. It had shade and it had some amenities. Cons. This is kind of a dead giveaway to me. There's no website. They're like working on their website.
There's no website at all. Yeah, there was nobody there to answer any questions.
There was this little reservation booth. It wasn't even like a building.
There were no maps. There was no maps. Nothing.
There was no one to talk to. We drove around very quickly. It was just the road.
We don't have a lot of footage of this place because we ran out of the
It was like the roads were bad. The sites look uneven. I read some reviews online, so read some reviews.
But you're going to come across small campgrounds like this, which may really appeal to some people.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't our cup of tea.
Yeah, the vibe was not. It was not my vibe.
I think if they cleaned up their act a little bit, it would be cool.
It could have looked like a state park.
Yeah.
But it was just run down. Yeah.
You said it. Run down.
I didn't say hood. You said hood. I didn't say hood.
Okay, the last one on the north side, it's kind of on the northeast side of Gainesville, is Gainesville RV Park. It's also called Dixieland RV.
It was called Dixieland.
I think they're changing their name to be a little bit more politically correct. It's a 550 to 650, includes power.
Yes.
That's a pretty good deal.
Yes.
And it's about 30 minutes away from where we need to be.
Okay, so first of all, I put my name on a waiting list for this place mid-February, and we didn't get a call until the end of almost the end of April. So that place was full.
It's another smaller park.
It's a smaller campground.
Doesn't have hundreds of sites or anything.
Yeah, so just, so I put my name on the list because a lot of people said to go there. Okay, pros. It is gated. It has amenities. It's less than 30 minutes from UF Health, and the price was awesome. Cons. It was right off
of 301, yeah.
301.
Yeah, which is a pretty major road.
I mean, like right there. And there was like an ATV motocross.
That's like a motocross, right?
Right
you can
next
hear
door. Yeah, which, if you like that stuff, it's right next door.
Yeah.
It was kind of nice. There was some shade spots.
There was some nice spots, and there was they had some transient spots.
Yes.
And they had some ones at the back that looked like they've been hanging out there for a while.
Yeah, but
and haven't been taking too good care of their stuff.
But he's killing me. Sorry. So they didn't have any shade spots available. First of all, which again, we're looking for shade, and believe it or not, when I looked on their website, it said not all of the sites have full hookups.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Which is kind of strange.
Yeah.
But they said on the website they're upgrading a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, if we're parking somewhere for months, we're going to have full hookups.
We're going to have full hookups.
We can do that a couple weeks at a state park.
Yeah. So it just...
That again...
Not my vibe.
The three on the north side really kind of turned us off a little bit. But... Okay, so we showed you 7 different parks here. Which one do we pick? None of them. We're actually at a completely different park right now.
Yeah, so what happened was I was all for Grand Lake. That's the one I was like, ooh, it's so nice, but they didn't have any shaded spots, and I was like panicking. And then on social media, someone told us about another place, and I was like, hon, can we just go check this out? And that's the one we actually picked. Now, again, these other places, depending on what you're looking for, they've got something for everyone. But
yeah, we'll show you a little clip of the place that we're at, a little drone shot or something like that.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's very small. It's 30 sites.
Yeah. So so we're actually at the number 7 one we looked at instead of any of the 6 that we thought we were going to pick.
We might still, I mean, you never know, we might end up going to one of those other spots.
Yes, I've gotten more.
We end up having to stay in an RV park for like 3 years or something.
No, no, that's not going to happen. No. So
You got to take care of me, honey.
I'm been
sick.
taking care of you
I'm
for
sick.
months. Okay, so pros about this place. Okay, it's a small campground, which we liked. So see, it's checking off some of our boxes. It's less than a year old, so everything's new and well maintained. It's landscaped beautifully.
Yeah.
It's within our price range. We're paying $440 a month plus power. We have the most shaded spot that they had available. There were a couple more shaded, but someone else snagged those, so we didn't get that. But we have a really nice site. They have really nice campground hosts. They actually deliver our mail straight to our RV.
It's crazy. Like as soon as it gets delivered, they bring it
like
right to
at
our
our
door.
door.
It's crazy.
They have the amenities we want, which is basically laundry. They do have this kind of like
They have
little
a really
clubhouse.
nice clubhouse with a laundry room built into it.
Which is nice.
It's
And more importantly, it's Scrappy approved.
Yeah.
There's real grass for her to walk on.
Yeah.
There's gorgeous old
we
oak
got these
trees.
woods right behind
Yeah.
us. It's awesome.
These oak trees that have squirrels, so Scrappy has something to look at. Cons, now we didn't find a perfect RV park. Is there a perfect RV park? There isn't, but we settled for it. We are right off a highway. It's not one of the main highways, but there's some trucks that do their braking that they're not supposed to do. So I bought a noise canceling,
a noise machine,
a white noise machine at night. It's 40 minutes to UFL, so it's only 10 minutes closer, but it is actually an easier drive, so I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the only downside.
Yeah, I like this place.
As soon
We'll
as
see what it's like during the heat of the summer.
Yeah.
July, we'll see
Yeah.
what it's like here. It's beautiful and cool and windy today.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. You know, we still might move again.
We did, I've been getting more recommendations, so we might check out some more spots. But this is the kind of place that when we pulled in, I was like, Larry, I really like it here because it kind of looks like a cute state park.
Yeah, we really feel like part of this little community here. It's good because
really
it's just
nice.
a small number of people, so it's pretty cool.
And you might just hear a truck go by.
Yeah, you probably just heard that truck.
But
if you know of any other places in the Gainesville area, you know, you see where we're looking at, please leave a comment and let us know what you think.
Yeah, and we are going to do a more extensive tour of Strawberry Fields for RVers later. And after we leave here, we'll do like a site-by-site tour
of this place.
And thank you to everyone
undisclosed.
Yes, because we're so famous.
Yeah, that's right.
So thank you to everyone that gave me the suggestions. I was a complete mess there for a while trying to find a place to stay. If you don't know what I'm referring to about Larry's health crisis, we have a couple videos. We'll put links in the description so you can see about his rare brain problem.
Right. I think she caused it. Being with her for 37 years deteriorated my brain.
But thank you. And remember,
downsizing does make sense.
Yes.